Wow.
And one of these days I'll start remembering to push that damn button.
I was laughing.
It's okay. It's okay. That they don't need to know. They don't need to.
Wow, the universe just stepped in and saved my lovely husband.
No, not really, because
he said something when we opened, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then he realized what he said. And
I
wrong show. Yeah, he introduced the wrong. He said the wrong title.
Wrong show. So
that's all
anyway.
Right. Well, I hope.
God.
It's okay. It's Monday. It's the first weekday for those who have, the work week. First day that getting adjusted to the time change, which I don't know if all of you guys have trouble with adjusting to the time change, but I really have trouble adjusting. Like I was wide the fuck awake at like 5 a.m., which for me, I typically don't wake up till like 7 most days. So, yeah, but hey, you know what? We made it to Monday night. So here we are.
Barely.
Here we are. No, it's fine. It's fine. I hope everybody had a great Monday and a great weekend and Halloween. I hope everybody's Halloween was fantastic.
Yep.
I would say that I pulled together Daria pretty well. I think
you did awesome.
My Daria, which I have to say, Jenny, that's the first time I've ever owned anything orange that I can recall at all. I don't recall ever owning any item of clothing that, it was orange. I don't know what that says about me that I don't ever like the color orange, but I never buy anything that's orange. Can you ever remember until that photo of me as Daria? Can you ever recall another time that I wore the color orange?
Well, no.
Yeah, me neither.
that's not. Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't even match your personality.
Orange.
I couldn't.
Orange
yeah,
and
I couldn't imagine you ever.
Hot pink and all those tropical colors. I suppose has something to do with it, or the fact my birthday's in December. I don't know, but anyways, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
And if you noticed, I forgot to change the title on the show again.
It's okay.
So
it's okay.
Yeah, it's been a day and a night full of stuff like that, but I don't know. We got a lot of change going on and a lot of transition and whatnot going on right now. And
it does still say special guest Shannon Hall.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, don't forget about Shannon. Check out what she does because it's amazing if you forgot or didn't check it out. But I think everybody that's on here did before last week.
Yeah.
I mean, not before last week, but last week. Or those of you who have met her before last week know exactly what we're talking about when we talk about how amazing she is. No, Jeremiah and I decided this week we were not going to have a guest on. We just decided that, once in a while we'll just have our friendly banter or whatever the hell comes up, right? One thing I would like to talk about, which David said the only person I can picture orange is not someone I would want to be in the same county with. Cough cough 45. Oh God, I love the humor. I love the humor. You know what? Ditto that. God, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, but we decided that it's just once in a while it'd be good for just us to have conversation on here rather than always having a guest on. But I think it's good that we always have guests on.
We didn't realize that we didn't have a guest scheduled until like Thursday, and we were ready to put out the announcement. And yeah, that's when we both just kind of looked at each other and said, "You know what? Screw it. Let's just do us."
Let's just let's just do it. I wasn't, see if this tells you who's the brains behind the operation. I didn't even realize we didn't have a guest scheduled until Jeremiah said, "Hey, we actually didn't schedule anybody." And I was like, "Oh, okay, you know what? We'll just make it work." You know, one thing that I would like to talk about for a brief moment, is the fact that Mercury is in retrograde, and fuck this shit, man. I'm so over it. It's David Mitchell said on a post something about, I hope your Mercury retrograde is more Freddie and not Mercury or something like that. And yeah, that'd be nice, because
is it already in retrograde?
I don't know. I don't know if it is or not, but it sure feels like it is. I don't know. There's so much just emotional turmoil, chaos, crap. Is it or not?
I'm looking it up right now.
You'd think we would know this.
Someone in
I know that all you people watching
someone in
know.
The chat probably can get to it
since
before
Halloween.
Me.
Jessica said since Halloween.
Oh, that's right.
Since
yes,
Halloween.
Because it actually
coincided with Halloween.
Went retrograde when the veil was thinnest, which really screwed us up.
Well, it's kicking my butt. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm speechless. Like, that's literally all I have to say about that, because, yeah, David said Mercury is in Gatorade? What? You've seen those posts. It's like Mercury's in Gatorade or something like that. But anyways, so this coming weekend we will be in Topeka at is it their 50th show or is it their 50th year?
I think it's the 50th show.
I don't know. All I saw was the number 50. Thought, oh my God, it's been running for a minute. The 50th Spirit, Mind, and Body Fair in Topeka. We will be there, and then 2 weeks after that, we, along with a lot of people, will be in Kansas City for the Kansas City Metaphysical Fair, which the incredible Gigi and Sylvia run.
Yep.
And I apologize whoever else helps them run it, but I don't know who all runs it.
Yeah, those are the two faces we
know.
And
then, Dave is always there volunteering in his hippie tie-dyed shirt, and Shannon's doing readings, and Lena does readings, and God, Esty needs to get on board with that show.
Yeah.
Esty, if you're watching, you need to jump on the wagon with doing the KC Meta Fair. I hope so. I hope he can.
Yeah.
He's so incredible. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little blah. I just got my ass kicked by reading. One of our viewers did for me. I mean, she knows exactly who I'm talking to. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. Your reading kicked my ass, and yeah. So how about them Cowboys? I'm desperate to change conversation if I bring up a sport, right? Right. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, every reading that we've gotten lately has been like that. Just, clamp them fists, bend over, and pucker up, because it's about to get rough.
It is. It's currently.
It's every reading also says it's only for a little while.
Well, that's true.
So
we will trudge forward. Man, I was stoked. Jeremiah brought home a DVD that we've I don't know why, but we've had it, but the disc, we've had the case, but we have no idea where the disc is. So, and we've actually never even watched it, but it's called The Seventh Son.
Uh-huh.
And freaking the Big Lebowski himself is the wizard in the movie. And I took one look at the wizard guy. What's his name in the show? I don't even remember. We kind of put it on when we went to bed, but it was I'm looking at this wizard, and I'm like, I think that's the Big Lebowski himself. I think that's Jeffrey Lebowski. Holy shit, it's Jeff Bridges. I'm gonna like this movie. It's the dude. I don't know if anybody else, when I talk about the Big Lebowski, I hope that all of you people watching this have at least heard of that movie, The Big Lebowski. It is my, by far, all-time big grand scheme of things. That is by far my absolute favorite movie overall. Oh God, there's a murder happening. Yep. No, it's not a bunch of ravens gathered together.
No, it's a
Sophie happening.
It's a 2-year-old bull in a China store downstairs.
God, that's the truth, isn't it? Last night
I wonder if maybe that's been part of the issue with her. I wonder if Mercury retrograde is affecting her like that. Holy crap.
I don't know, but she is on one the past few days. I also think I don't know if the growth spurt is happening or the growth spurt has just concluded that she's going through, but man, she is sure grumpy lately. Or she's testing her boundaries. Well, she's doing that a lot.
Yeah.
But so there's something I want to talk about. I briefly mentioned this a second ago. Hey, David said it's their 50th show.
Yeah.
The Topeka one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave, for clarifying that. So like we were talking to somebody who I don't know if she's still watching or not. She was on here a little bit ago about going to a sound bath? Is that what that was called? Sound healing bath. Which you hear the word sound and bath in the same sound healing bath. What is this? I don't know if anybody has ever gone to one of those places and experienced it, but from the person who we talked to here, what was it, a couple weeks ago that she went to that?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember for sure.
It was around the same time as the Wardruna concert happened, because I remember it was like either shortly before or shortly after that she was going to the sound bath, sound healing bath, whatever they're called. But I wish that actually we should have had her call in and talk about it, because oh dear, hey Kenna, you are watching. You should call in and you should talk about the sound healing bath that you went to, because I am super.
I'll put the number up here in a minute.
Yes, Kenna, I'm talking to you. You should call in so we can talk about this bath that you went to with the amazing gongs and the sound and the vibrations and laying there for an hour and a half without moving. You know, it would have to be one hell of a situation for me to lay completely still for an hour and a half if I'm not asleep or dead. Well, I guess I've never been dead before. Well, in this lifetime I haven't yet, but yeah, she said both in 1 week was the gong, the bath, and the concert. Wow, what a week.
Right.
Wow, what a week. Yeah, Kenna, you should call in. Jeremiah's going to post the phone number, because we would love for you to talk about the sound bath you went to. I don't know if there's anything like that around here.
I have no idea. I had never actually even heard of that until we talked to her about it.
We should check out if there's a place anywhere in Kansas or somewhere. Surely there's somewhere around here that, within our distance we travel. Maybe we could take a road trip or something. But
yeah,
if we could find somewhere that offers those, so
that would be awesome. We should try to track down someone.
Kenna said
like
okay.
That.
She said she's gonna call. Okay, we're waiting, Kenna.
I haven't put the phone number up yet.
Oh, she doesn't know what number to call. Hold that thought. See, I'm still living an hour ahead. You already posted the phone number and she's called already.
Okay, Kenna, there's the number.
I should probably put my ear in, huh? I hope she calls. I hope you call, Kenna. Sorry, this is totally impromptu, by the way. She has no idea that I was going to say that.
Spotlight.
I know, right? Oh, my goodness. Speaking of Wardruna concerts, I wonder if anybody on there has gone to a concert lately, like a kick-ass concert, aside from everybody who went to Wardruna, because I didn't even have to be there and know that was amazing.
I know, right?
Like that concert. Hey, Nicole just chimed in. She wants to know what we're talking about. Yes, Nicole, we were talking about, so my aunt, she's watching, she went to see Wardruna at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado, which would be amazing. I've never been there. But also, she went to a sound healing bath gong bath. I'm not actually sure what the correct term is for that, but I want to experience it. I know that whatever it's called, I want to experience it for myself, because I think it would be
grief.
Yeah, I don't know what that sound is. Maybe it's a UFO right outside the window. Just kidding.
Something.
There's no
I don't
UFO.
know. That was wow.
David Mitchell went and saw. Oh man, did you see who he went and saw? Check it out. He went and saw them.
The Who?
I bet that was incredible. Hey, she's calling.
There she is.
She listened. I manifested it. By God. Let me put my ears in so I can hear her.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
I can't.
Oh.
I don't have her headphones turned up.
There we go.
Okay, so tell us all about it.
Okay. Well, it was my first time to do a sound healing like
That
that.
is so
I have
cool.
a friend who has done about 4 of them, and she said, "Oh, come! It's really good. You've got to come. You've got to come." So, it was held up in the foothills right outside Boulder,
Oh,
and
wow.
uh, the guy, I can't remember his name, but he had 2 gigantic gongs, and they just looked ancient. And he had some other things like Tibetan bowls and little bells and whatnot.
Wow.
And the building we were in was kind of circular, and he sat in the middle of the floor, and we all laid on the floor with our heads facing the music. And next time I do this, I'm going to take a couple of folded up blankets, because an hour and a half just lying there, not moving.
I can't. I was saying, like, I
Wow.
can't imagine unless I'm sleeping or dead. I can't imagine
I know.
myself sitting. I can't imagine you sitting still for an hour and a half.
No, I've never just laid down without moving or being asleep. But anyway, so then he started kind of gently, and then he built and built and built up the vibration. And when I think of gongs, I think of, somebody with a mallet hitting it, like,
Oh yeah, like very tribal. Very tribal. That's what I think
but
of.
he didn't really do that much. He was able to manipulate the whatever he was using, the padded sticks, so that if you didn't know it was a gong, you wouldn't know it was a gong.
Wow.
He brought music out that sounds out of that. It was just amazing. And then he could make it get louder and louder and louder. And at one point he got really, really loud, and you could just feel the vibration in the floor and in your body. And it just felt like, something was being moved out. You know what I mean? The vibrations were flowing, man.
That is so
Wow.
incredible. Oh my god, I want to
Yeah.
go to. Seriously, we need to Google, like, find out if there's somewhere in Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
That would be incredible. So
Yeah.
with the sounds and stuff like that, and what was the floor made of?
What was the what made
Like
of?
the room, like the walls and the floor, to create that kind of
Wood.
vibration. It was wood.
Wood.
Okay.
It was all made of wood. And what I thought was kind of fun at the very end, when it was all over and everybody was kind of back in their bodies, they passed out little pieces of dark chocolate, which was supposed to kind of help you get grounded again.
Wow.
I thought that was fun.
That's
So,
cool.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Have you ever heard of chocolate being, around positive energy and energy work, positive healing, and then chocolate that's not been around that, and then you give one of each to people, and supposedly the chocolate that's been around the positive healing energy is supposed to have more of a positive effect on the person consuming it than just the regular chocolate. I don't know how much, like, if that's a legit thing or not, but it would be interesting. I read, like, a study that was done that, there was all these people that prayed and stuff over this chocolate, and they handed it out, and then they handed out chocolate that wasn't prayed with, and around positive healing
that sounds
energy.
really interesting.
I know, and I guess
you've heard of the studies of how plants are affected by the energy in their surroundings. The ones that are surrounded by positive energy, as they grow better than the ones that are surrounded by negative energy. And I've even heard of another study, and I'll have to find where this was. I'll have to get the references on this and post it. But I've heard of another study that actually took that a step further and did a nutritional analysis on the fruit, the beans, basically, from those plants.
Wow.
And the ones that grew up surrounded by the positive energy actually had more nutrients in them. They were more nutrient dense than
Wow.
the
Wow.
than the other ones.
Wow, that's amazing. I've heard
So-
that. I heard that with water too.
Oh,
You can, yeah, if you
that
give,
brings up
you
a
know,
really good-
loving positive energy to
Yeah.
water, it's supposed to
it
be better
affects
for you.
because there was, what was that movie called? What the bleep do we know? It was that one. Is he Asian? That really, really, really freaking smart, like quantum person. What's his name?
Mikao.
Not Mikao Usui.
No. He's an
That's the
astrophysicist,
Reiki guy.
I think.
Yes, he's. I know probably everybody on here watching knows who I'm referring to. He has like white hair and it's like past his ears, and I don't even know if he's still alive. Actually, I feel bad saying that. I feel bad. I don't even know his name off the top of my head, but I know it starts with an M. But anyways, besides what his name is, he's super intelligent, and he did a study, or he was talking about a study with how, positive energy affects water molecules.
And before I forget, regarding chocolate, there is a woman in Boulder who does cacao ceremonies, and it's some kind of special chocolate that she gets from South America, and it's kind of a similar thing.
Oh.
Only it's they drink this special hot chocolate, and it's kind of a shamanic activity. I want to go to that one of these days.
Oh,
I think that'd
wow.
be cool.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's an astrophysicist. His name is
Michio
Kaku?
Keku. Something like that.
Anyways, yeah.
Kaku.
Is he still with us?
Yeah, I
I
believe
mean,
so.
he's all around us, but I mean, is he actually physically, like, he's
Yeah, I
still
believe
alive?
so.
Okay. Just making sure. That's interesting, Kenna.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for calling us, by the way. I had to throw
Of
it out there. I was
course.
like,
Yeah,
this is
it was
totally on the spot, spontaneous, but we're gonna say, come on, Kenna,
Yeah,
give us a call.
okay.
But yeah, that gong bath. So, do you want to go to another one? I'm assuming, and another one, and another one. Could you become addicted to it?
Oh my, yeah.
Oh, that is so amazing.
Heck yeah. That was so much fun, and people dressed the part. That's what was fun.
That's incredible.
Very cool.
Lots and lots of leather and furs and
Wow.
yeah, just it was Vikings. It was like watching a Viking show,
concert.
on
Oh,
TV.
my
Yeah.
God.
So, and the music was really really good. So
I bet you just felt real primal after you got done with
I
that concert.
did. I wanted to get up and scream.
If
do a battle cry.
anybody has not ever heard of Wardruna, they are incredible. Like, I don't, there's really no other, okay, so in that genre of music, do you like Helung more than Wardruna, or do you like Wardruna more than Helung?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Or is that really a fair question? Maybe it's not a fair question.
I like them both. I like them
Such
both.
good
I'd go to any of it, really.
God,
Any of the bands.
Wouldn't that be incredible if they performed together?
Yeah, that'd be
and
something.
Helung?
Oh man, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
We need to
And that-
share. We need to share some of their stuff on
Yeah,
Darkness Live.
yeah.
They're incredible.
There have been a couple of mentions of another band on in the chat. The band called The Who.
Yanni and David both talked about them. Kenneth, check them out.
It's not WHO. It's The Who, as in HU, and they're a Mongolian rock band, and they do the Mongolian throat singing a lot.
Whoa.
It's very deep, primal. I would strongly recommend checking them out as well. They're I can't understand anything they say because most of it's in Mandarin maybe. I'm not sure, but it's just the music itself is amazing.
Just get you going, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Just get you going. So this is interesting. Isn't it funny how you're the part of the brain you can associate with memorizing things? If you put a little musical lyrics with it, it's easier for me to memorize things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about the song, I'm not even going to pronounce it correctly. There is a song by Helung that they literally go through, Kenna, and they sing the runic alphabet. Okay?
Ooh.
That is exactly how I learned how to like remember all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the song. It's like MAIDJEN or something like that. I don't know. Anyways,
I don't remember the name of the
share
song.
That too. But anybody who's curious to memorize all the runes, how to
Yeah.
say them,
Yeah.
except in the song they got it backwards, because in the song when they're going through the 24,
Well,
they don't end with Dagas. They end with
It's not technically backwards. There are two distinct schools of thought there. One school of thought leans towards Dagas being the final rune in the runic alphabet. Another one leans towards Othala. There's two distinct schools of thought on that.
Okay.
And I don't know that either one is necessarily wrong.
What's Jeremiah's school of thought?
Well, I tend to lean towards Dagas being the final one, but at the same time, another one of the people that's watching right now, I know leans towards Othala.
Oh.
And so, I mean, I don't know that either way is wrong. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I mean, it's so ancient, we really don't have any way of knowing the way it was really supposed to be. For all we know, Fehu could be the last letter.
Kenna, is there anybody in Boulder that does rune readings?
No. Until Jeremiah, I had not experienced a rune reading. So
Wow.
if there is, I have not heard about them. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe we should travel to Boulder and
Yeah.
set up shop on the sidewalk or something. I wonder if you can
There
do
you
that.
go.
Do you have to pay taxes to do that? Do you have to pay like a permit or something?
Oh, I'm sure
All
there
these people that
probably
just
is.
set up on Pearl Street or wherever.
Yeah. You just have to whatever get a permit, like at the courthouse or whatever, and
that'd
and
be
there
cool.
are people doing tarot readings and angel readings and all kinds of stuff like that
That's
Very
on Pearl
cool.
Street sometimes. So
That's
Very
incredible.
cool.
yeah.
Hey, can
Well, I don't
have
wanna
to
take a-
Well,
oh, go ahead.
I have to ask this before we let you go. I remember you commented earlier about something about when I was little. What did you say? You said you just like when you used to test boundaries when you were little. Oh.
You
Are
were
you
saying that about Sophie. That's what you used to do, girl.
So for those of you watching, the amazing person we're speaking with right now, this is actually my aunt. Her name is Kenna. She is phenomenal, and she can't actually. While we have you on here, Kenna, why don't you just, so when everybody watching sees your name on that comes up on here.
No
Yeah.
pressure.
No pressure.
No
But
pressure.
I've never actually, I don't think I've ever actually asked you this, but let's say your awakening, because obviously she's had one. Obviously you've had one, Kenna, because you know,
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
do you remember like what sparked it for you, or how old you were, or surely, yeah, you
Oh.
remember it. Or maybe if you don't want to, if you don't want to
seems like
share,
I've
you don't
had-
have to. But I just
Well,
was
it
curious.
seems like I've had more than one. I mean, it seems like I've had a number of them, but the most powerful one has just happened probably in the last couple of years.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and it just it's just made me want to explore everything and read everything and try everything and really go deep and for a long time now I've been working on developing my intuition more and all of that good stuff.
Right.
So
Well,
yeah.
that's so. How old were you when all this started for you? I have to ask.
when when I was 12, well, it just seems like always I was always saying I'm looking for the magic. We'd get in the car and I'd be hanging out the window looking for the magic, And
That
then
sounds
when
like
I
someone
was
else I know,
12
Kenna.
I bet. And
Are
then
you
when
talking
I
about
was
Bella?
12,
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
talk about Jews now. Yeah. So when I was 12, I called all my friends and I said, I've got this great idea. Let's form a coven.
Oh wow.
That probably went over well, didn't it?
Yeah, my coven was a group. It was a group of one. Me. Yeah. So
Well,
it's
you
been
know,
a struggle.
Hey, you haven't given it up. It's that's a good thing. But it's funny you say that, because when I was little, I mean like grade school little, actually Jeremiah and I, we took kids out to Vintage Place Kenna, and we were walking around on Halloween, and we passed Sarah. Remember Sarah, my good friend Sarah, when I was little?
Yeah,
We passed her house. We were walking with the kids, and I looked at Jeremiah, and I was like, and there's a house I spent a lot of time in, and that's the first time we took a Ouija board, and her and I were playing with the Ouija board, and her parents almost had a fit.
Ouija boards.
And she was convinced like her great-grandfather was coming to haunt us and trying to kill us, and it was, yeah. Anyways, that was my first moment of, that. It was just funny because reminiscing, down memory lane with. But yeah, I was just. I don't think I've ever asked you that. Like, what was the pivotal moment? Like, did you just wake up and realize I want more? There's got to be more out there.
Yeah,
I'm just
always,
not. I don't want to be. I don't want to wake up one day really old and regretting that I just stayed in the situation I was in, and you didn't. You got out, and you. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been searching ever since I was a little kid. I can't remember a time when I haven't questioned and knew that there was more, and that that I was going to find that magic in the woods.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Speaking of finding the magic in the woods, well, I grew up going to church, and it just never really stuck. I mean, it did for, the brainwashing church camp I went to in middle school. But aside from that, it didn't, I don't know, just kind of questioned a lot of stuff. But I'll never forget, I saw this meme. Actually, it wasn't very long ago I saw this meme, but it was so great. And it simply said, if I don't believe in your sky daddy, why would I believe in your ground troll?
That's funny.
That one just really got to me, because I thought, it has a point. Like, it's great. Everybody has their own individual beliefs and everything. And, I'm not going to judge somebody's beliefs, but at the same time, I don't expect somebody else to judge my beliefs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's cool. It's cool for people to believe what they want to believe and what they believe should be true. Like, one of the ladies when we were in St. Louis over the weekend, a lady that we know, now we know her a little bit better. She's actually Buddhist, and I mean, you can tell in talking to her, she is super passionate about her beliefs, and she knows exactly where she's going after this temporary human experience is over. And then, you talk to some of our other friends who are very, very, very much, Christian, and they very, very much believe it, that they know where they're going after this experience is over. And it really makes me question, like, why. I mean, Melanie, our 12-year-old, she was in the car, and she flat out said to me, what was it she said something about, well, who's to say that everybody is wrong? Like, who's to say that one religion is the only one that's correct? And I'm like, a 12-year-old gets it. Why? It's like a 12-year-old gets it. Like, who's to say that they're all, maybe they're all right.
Yeah.
Maybe whatever you manifest and set that intention of what you believe is going to happen after this, maybe that's what's going to happen for you. I just have a hard time believing that there's only one answer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The ultimate
Well, listen,
mystery.
I don't want to take up your whole time. Other people may want to talk, so I will hang up and listen now. Unless you have another question.
Do you have any questions for her?
No, that's...
Okay. This was fun.
Thank you
so much, Kenna.
Thank you for the impromptu.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, will you call? We will talk soon.
Cool call.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
You click. Oh, there we go.
So,
that was so cool
that
talking
was
to
cool.
her. And I, saying the whole, Sky Daddy and ground troll thing, I wasn't trying to offend anybody. I just, I personally, it cracked me up because it really brings up a good point. Like, people will say like, oh, you're going to hell. But if I don't agree with what your beliefs are, why would I agree with part of your beliefs?
Right.
Why would part of your beliefs affect? But then again, in that, in that particular religion, belief system, that's what they practice.
Yeah, and that's that people are going to talk to you, from the perspective that they're able to come from, that they understand. Mm-hmm. So, but
enough on the religion.
Speaking of readings, I did promised my Hugin Immunum Beyond the Veil followers that I would do that, because I normally do a live runecast on the Hugin Immunum Beyond the Veil page on Monday mornings. I wasn't able to do it this morning because I had some scheduling conflicts, so I promised those folks that I would do it this evening and that I would do it on
Darkness
the
Live
show.
Scheduling conflicts. Yeah, he started a new endeavor this morning.
Well,
he did. He
Yeah.
started a new endeavor. He doesn't want to talk about it though.
nope, I don't.
Well, he doesn't have to talk about it, but I will just say that I'm very proud of him because he's what his new endeavor entails. He's very, very, very just meant to do. Meant to do. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm good at it, but it's not what I'm meant to do. It's just a temporary stepping stone.
Temporarily, you're meant to do this.
So
They're all curious what we're talking about. They're dying to know.
Why did you bring it up? You knew I didn't want to talk about it.
I didn't actually know that. I did not know you didn't want to talk about it.
I started a new job today because we're coming up on the slow season for fairs and whatnot, and we need some extra income and whatnot. So I'm going to be working overnights and on calls
Don't say where.
a
Don't say where.
local agency
There we go.
specializing in hospice care. So
I rubbed off. What can I say? No, it's funny because the first time I met you, you did not know I worked in hospice. And then what was one of the first things I ever said to you? It was, why aren't you working in hospice? And you were like, well, I have done that. And I'm like, well, why aren't you now? Because you would be incredible at it. Go back to doing that. Oh, yeah. See, Jessica, I didn't even read that. Jessica said, don't leave us hanging now. Jessica, I think we are a lot alike, my dear. Anyways. Oh, I feel so bad. I really didn't. I hope I didn't offend anybody by my little ground troll joke. I found that great.
So I'm going to jump up over here to the other camera and
Jeremiah
do this
is going
reading
to
right
do
quick.
So is this reading that you're going to do, is it just going to be like just a general reading?
This is going to be just a general reading, like what they would see on the...
Well, if somebody hasn't seen the other page, what are they in for?
So it's just a kind of a generalized message for a large audience. And this is actually going to have a little bit of a new angle to it. I guess I'll talk about that a little bit before I go do this thing. But so I've been working on some new readings and designing some new readings. This is nowhere near ready for like a whole show's worth of these readings yet. I've just recently started working on it, but I'm really liking the way it's working. But I'm actually I'm just using it in my personal daily readings.
Oh, you can practice
for myself.
I bet there's a few people on here that you could totally practice on.
Yeah, but not on the show.
Well, not on the show, obviously, but I'm just saying if anybody would be curious as to what you're...
Well, I've got a ways to go before it's even ready to practice on someone.
Okay, I'm going to retract my statement. We'll let you know when he's ready for people to chime in and want to be...
I'm totally up for that. I'll definitely throw it out there when I'm closer to being ready. But because it's nowhere near as completed as I want it to be yet. But basically, it's a full rune cast combined with, right now the way I'm doing it, a single tarot card pull and a 3 rune draw from a different rune set.
Wow.
And it focuses down, and the way it'll eventually work is there will be 3 to 4 tarot cards pulled, and each one, in each one will have a corresponding 3 rune draw from the second set.
That sounds in depth as shit.
That's in those are going to be for relation to a specific cluster or area on the casting cloth. So, but I'll show you.
Oh, wow.
I'll kind of show you how it's going to work. Basically, well, I'll just jump over there and do it now. So
I have to add something on here before you jump over there.
Okay.
Everybody on here who has suggested that I try to do some kind of readings of some kind, I actually have figured out what type of readings I want to do. At least try it. However, what I need to be able to attempt to do the readings, I actually haven't extracted yet.
Yeah.
The word extracted actually is appropriate. So as soon as I extract what I need, I will share with you guys what I'm going to attempt. Like I said, I don't know. I think that the reading I had earlier today, I think that she nailed it with like a axe, not a hammer. Wait, does that make sense? Nailed it with an axe?
Well, I don't know. I think that was kind of a combination between a sledgehammer and a delicate little carving knife, because
yeah, it got to me.
There was
that reading got to me.
You got the 2x4 upside the head,
yeah.
But you also got some fine details picked out there that I think you needed to hear. So
yeah, and I think it's good that it was coming from somebody other than you.
Yeah.
And no, I don't mean anything negative when I say that. Holy shit. Jessica just said, whose teeth are you pulling? Okay, well, the fact Jessica said that, she must be psychic, because they're actual teeth out of a skull that we have. Not a human skull, don't worry. It's actually an animal skull, and one day I've always been drawn to teeth, and I thought, I should save all my kids' teeth, and then I thought, no, that might be a little bit too much to use my children's teeth that they lose, and the tooth fairy, that's what she's collecting them for. No, the tooth fairy named Stephanie, but yeah, no, like that came to me one day that we found this.
Are you getting a feel for it, just kind of in your gut?
Yeah, a little bit.
It would work.
A little bit, so, yeah.
But you need to be careful about that and just play with it once we actually get them extracted from that skull. And
do you think that I should be the one to extract them?
That's up to you.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's up to you. So.
Oh, Catherine said she's been wanting to make a wolf tooth rune set. I was just looking at that today.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. Actually, I've always, when Jeremiah and I first got together, I had this necklace around my neck, and on one side I had a symbol that looked like a bee, which actually it looked like Bear Conan, which actually was the first rune I ever drew, which then Sophie happened. And Bear Conan, for those of you who don't know, is for childbearing and conception and childbirth. Well, it was for me. That was the connotation for me. And anyways, the other side of it was a deer. And I wore that for years. Well, then lo and behold, when we're talking, when this idea came to me about I should try to read teeth. We were over at our farm and we were on the four-wheelers and we looked down and saw this almost completely intact deer skeleton with the deer skull and all the teeth intact in the deer skull. And so we brought it home. And they're still intact. They're still in the skull. We haven't taken them out yet, but
all of the cleaning up done yet. But we'll get to that.
We will, but I just really feel drawn to give that a try. I love tarot. I don't know that that's really my calling to do tarot readings. I know that I have a calling. Enough of you damn psychic people have confirmed that. I just need to quit resisting it, right? Anyways.
Just do.
I know. I just need to just
All right.
jump in and do it. Okay, so Jeremiah's going to get on here and do a on the spot live here rune cast for y'all to see what it is exactly. When he talks about rune readings and stuff like that, this will give you a glimpse of what he's talking about. It's actually pretty incredible for those of you who have never had one or see him do one or experience any of this. So he's gonna have to
the microphone over here a little bit so that you'll be able to hear me, because I'm on the other side of the studio when I do this. So okay, here goes. I'm going to switch the camera angles now.
Bye-bye.
They can still see you.
Oh, they can?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so we got my board here. I've got my tarot here, and right now I'm just working with the major arcana in those. And so I have my large main rune set. I will throw out a cast.
This is so cool, by the way, that he's doing this.
And again, this is the first time I have done this actual reading and shared it with anyone. And then I will take and pull one tarot card and 3
Damn, I've never even seen you do this type of a reading.
corresponding.
Hey, you everybody, we're in the same boat. I've actually never seen my husband do this before with the tarot cards. I'm intrigued. I'll shut up now.
Button runes. Okay, so I'm just looking at the cast here. The first thing that jumps out at me is actually this right here. This is what my guides are talking to me about. So I'm gonna scoot everything else out of the way, but I'm gonna leave this one here because that can be significant with it. Ooh, yeah. So we have Kinaz and Berkana here, and we have Dagas running parallel to Berkana, and Tiwaz is kind of right here directing energy in a little bit different way. But what this is saying is that
Oh boy. Do I even
I swear, Stephanie, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's going to have a lot of pertinence to you. I think it has a lot of pertinence to a lot of people, though. So, okay, so with Berkana and Dagas right side by side right there. This is Berkana, in this instance, is going to be talking about new birth, which makes sense right side by side with Dagas, because Dagas represents kind of the end of a cycle and the beginning of a next cycle, or the end of an era and the beginning of the next era. Kinaz pulling energy away from this general area, and Tiwa is doing the same thing, but it's pulling energy off of a different area of Berkana. Kinaz is, in this circumstance, it's representing open wounds.
God damn you.
And Tiwaz is representing the need for justice, or the need to find justice or fairness, to reset the scales of justice, so to speak. So the overall take off from this so far as we've got it is, number one, you've got to work through the shit that hurts, and you've got to reset those. You've got to find your own personal balance and reset your personal scales of justice or balance of justice in order to be able to fully move forward and experience the fullness of the new birth, the rebirth, the next era.
Do you think... Actually, go ahead and I'll ask you a question when you're done.
The shitty part about that is, and the thing that shucks most people off from this type of motion, though, is right over here. And this one landing right at the edge of the casting cloth, this is coming straight from the other side of the veil.
Which one is that?
This is Perthrow. It's talking about the unknowns, and the unknowns are scary as hell to face.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So, with all of that in mind, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to flip this over. This is the Hanged Man.
Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. Pardon my language.
The
I
Hanged
apologize.
Man inverted, and I often... I still have to reference things a lot of the time, but the energy I get from this is you can't let yourself be held up. You can't let the unknowns that we're talking about over here stop you from doing things. And then to flip these over, we have Wunyo, Yera, and Othala. So the victory over all of this is going to come in little steps. You have to experience peace when you can, but you can't shy away from a crossroads. You have to... if you sit in the middle of a crossroads, you have to remember it's still a road. You'll get run over if you just sit there. So you have to make your choice and move. And don't look back.
And sometimes the universe is going to force you to.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get hit.
You're going to get run the hell over if you don't just if you just sit there. So, and then moving on and moving through these crossroads, that's how you begin to, and this is where Othala comes in. You begin to, this is all talking about ending the cycles that you grew up as a part of. The cycles that you don't want to pass on to your children. This is the end to that. This is how you put an end to that.
Isn't that like to also referencing like ancestral healing and stuff like that? Like,
yeah, that's exactly what that is. Ancestral healing is facing that stuff and putting an end to it so that it doesn't get passed on down generation to generation. The buck stops here kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah.
You're flipping me off.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not flipping you off. I wouldn't flip you off, but it's well, shadow work seems to be the topic of like the next year apparently.
Oh,
and
no, it did. Okay.
And
Thought
yeah,
that camera froze up there for a minute.
Yeah. No, I'm not flipping you off. In my mind, I'm literally, it's my stubborn side saying, yeah, I know, you're all right. All of you watching that have given me insight to the next year of my life, or maybe longer, but specifically the next year of my life. Oh gosh, can I just like come up for air occasionally? Is there like a rule against that? Because this stuff is, yes, Jessica, that is exactly what it feels like. It feels like I'm drowning and I can't breathe. Which actually, guys, by the way, a couple nights ago, actually it was the night before Halloween, I had a very vivid dream that I actually felt like I was experiencing it. It was very strange because, when I remember my dreams, like they are like real to me. And I had this dream that it was like it was like, I don't even know how many centuries ago, but it was like back before it was like really a lot of like modern civilizations. But I was on the shoreline, on a beach with a lot of rocks and stuff, and there was some tall grass, and then there was a giant fucking rock with some kind of a hairy animal, and the hairy animal looked like it was sunbathing, and it was the coloring and the type of fur, I remember it very, very vividly. It almost reminded me of a big fucking wolf. But I never saw its actual face. I was like tiptoeing around, and then all of a sudden I looked to my left, and there was this little girl. When I say little girl, I'm talking maybe 4 years old, 5 years old, around, you know, that age. The next thing I know, I stepped on a twig, made a noise. This animal, this giant furry animal, starts to, like, fur puffs up like it's angry or whatever, and before it like turned around so I could see what kind of an animal it was, it like I tripped, and then I fell from rocks into water, and then this giant rock, like, I don't know, in my mind, like thinking back to this dream, the only thing I can relate it to was like a giant mattress literally like fell on top of me in the water, deep water. I'm like sinking, and I literally in my dream drowned. Like I literally, like, it woke me up. I was like gasping for air when I woke up. It was terrifying, you know, this dream. And I don't know any of y'all who do dream interpretation, you know, let me tell me what you think, because I was petrified when I woke up from that dream. That's the kind of dream that, like, you never want to go to sleep again. Kind of like sleep paralysis. Like, you never want to go to sleep again because you're afraid you're going to have another one of those nights that there's something like that you experience. Right, and, you know, somebody brought up a good point about, you know, the veil was very thin on, you know, that night. Because that would have been the 31st, like, a.m. Like, you know, in the middle of the night on the 31st. And being that the veil was very thin, I don't know, maybe that's how I died in a past life. Maybe that's a sign of something, you know, maybe it's really not what I thought it was. I don't know. Maybe I was in another realm and I was drowning. I don't know. But yes, I experienced that, and it was so scary, along with all this other bullshit shadow work that I've been going through. It's very scary. It's so hard to face ourselves.
Yeah. I
say that as a plural, because it makes me feel better than saying it's hard for me, Stephanie, to face my own issues.
But it's not an incorrect statement to use it, because we all it's not pleasant for any of us. But one of the viewers, Catherine, just made a comment that I think is very true. That
it's very pertinent.
The more you do, the less you're able to look away and ignore it like you used to.
It's true.
And, you know,
it brings about don't work anymore.
It brings about an honesty in yourself that wasn't there before. And it just, yeah. Not that you would be a dishonest person. I didn't mean it to sound like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Nicole said, waking up gasping is no fun. No, it's very much not fun.
No,
not fun. No, not fun at all.
But you did have someone, another person that we both trust a lot, say that they felt strongly that was how you died in a past life.
Yeah.
And it would make complete sense.
Yeah.
You know, given your...
I do. Ever since...
And it's only an odd situational fear of water. You're not scared of swimming. You're not scared of water. You're scared of water that you can't see the bottom of.
Well, there's two fears. There's one, that water I can't see the bottom of. But I think that kind of comes from, like, kids going under the water and I can't see them. I like clear water. Anyways, I think that the second fear, and I very much remember this from when I was little. One of the neighbors had a pool, and my mother worked for her, and so she was this old lady, man. I can still smell her house, and it was real creepy, like stuck in the 70s decor. And anyways, nice lady though. She always wanted us to come over for me to come over and swim, and I'm an only child, so it was just me swimming and her watching and my mom watching me do these tricks, whatever. But I remember being in her pool one specific time, and I was under the water, and I could open my eyes, and I remember seeing the drain at the bottom. And I remember when I saw that drain, all I could think was I couldn't get out of the water fast enough because I was so afraid my toe was going to get caught in the drain and I would drown. Like, I remember that from a young age. That has always been a huge fear. Like, I would get caught under the water and not be able to get out. From I was little when I remember this dream. I was old enough to swim, learn how to swim under the water, but I was still little enough to play pretend things too. But, yeah. Anyways. What?
I was just... Are you...
I'm done with that.
You're done?
Sorry, I just kind of abruptly stopped talking. You know that, like...
Dead air! Dead air!
You know that, like, moment, like, I've told you, like, I kind of just lose time. Like, I just kind of done with it.
Yeah. That
was really cool. Like, I've never seen you when you pulled the hangman. Of course, the fucking hangman card came up with that. That's pretty much where I'm like, okay, I give.
The first time I ever did that reading for, as I started incorporating all that together for my personal daily readings, that was the first card that I ever drew.
Really?
Yep.
What do you think that means?
And I believe it was inverted as well.
And Bear Conan was in that reading too. Mm-hmm. First rune I ever drew. First rune I ever drew. Oh my goodness. This has been like a lot of fun. What time is it anyways? This time change just like screwed me up, man. It feels like it should be like 11.
It actually kind of does. Yeah.
You know what I read today that I found that was very, very interesting. I was reading about the difference in soulmates, twin flames, that realm of thinking, mm-hmm. Okay? And it said with twin flames, the purpose of them finding each other is not purely for a romantic aspect, although it can be. But the purpose of twin flames finding each other is because together they are going to serve a higher purpose and contribute something contribute something to the world together. And I literally thought, holy shit, Sophie happened.
Yep.
Like I literally thought that. I can't wait till she's a little bigger. She can come on here and y'all can see what we're talking about with her little fearless.
And she is too. She is absolutely fearless. But wow.
Jessica said twin flames is so much more complicated than what people make it out to be.
Yes.
It very much is, and it's very hard to. Well, it's because you recognize yourself. It's because you recognize that it's a mirror. It's a mirror of yourself, and it forces you to work through baggage and purge your baggage, and it forces you to, and it's. I mean, would it be safe for me to say, like, it is if you actually do find that, like, it's the hardest relationship you will ever experience, but mm-hmm. not in a negative way, in a very personal way.
Yeah. Well, it can be in a negative way. If the twins are not ready to face each other, when they come together.
Oh, that'd be like a repelling instantly.
Yeah, it's horribly. I mean, it can go any number of different ways, but just you and I were at points in our lives where we were ready to face that down, and
yeah,
but it's not been easy.
Does that go both ways, though?
Yeah.
Like, you think it's been as hard, if not... Well, it's been as hard for you as it has for me?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh. See, and I don't... Like, I always think, like... Man, you've got your shit together.
Oh,
like...
I have her fooled. Yes.
I don't mean it like, I'm just talking about Lena. I have to call out something with Lena. So we were talking about, actually we were asking a bunch of questions to each other last night. It was like kind of like one of those, hey, pull up a quiz and let's see how much you know about each other sort of a thing. And one of the specific questions on there was that Jeremiah was asking me about himself. He said, who is my mentor? Or who are my mentors? Not dementors. Mentors. Sorry, I just had the office Michael moment. Remember when he was talking about dementors? Yeah. Okay. So anyways, he asked that. He's like, so, who are my mentors? And Lena was the first name that came out of my mouth. And I'm like, Lena. And if we were to reverse that question, and I was, if he was to ask because the questions that I asked was a different set of questions, so that question was not included. But if I was to ask you about who my mentors are, I think I did ask that actually. The one lady that came up, yes, she was a huge mentor for me in a lot of areas. Her name is Stephanie, and she's absolutely she means more to me than she probably knows. I mean, really and truly. Her name is Stephanie, and she's not watching. I don't know if she'd ever watch this, but she's incredible. Anyways, but yeah, for Jeremiah, Lena was, instantly it was like it just spilled out of my mouth, Lena has been his biggest mentor over the past decade, if not longer. And, I thought to myself, and I'm like, I think the reason why in my mind I have it like, oh, you've got your shit together is because you've been working through your awakening longer than I have. And so a lot of this stuff is still pretty new to me. Big picture, 2.5 years is not that long to be having this awakening. Yeah, I've experienced stuff prior to the 2.5 to 3 years, but really, really understanding it. I'm just still now starting to, I still feel like a child when it comes to talking about stuff to work on and how to handle things and intuition and all this stuff, which I love it all. And it's like I'm a kid in a candy store with all of it, but at the same time, it can be very overwhelming. And I'm sure.
But at the same time, I have to point out, that you are not the only one that has gotten their ass kicked by a reading in the last 24 hours.
You got that right.
And a reading from the same person, no doubt. So you're. Yes, I've been. I have a little bit. I just have a different history than you do in the fact that I was born per se into an awakening.
Right.
But then I walked away from it for a while.
But our paths were not going to cross because I started to have my awakening, I don't know, probably 6-7 months prior to us meeting. And so, so it really is all still new to me.
Well, yeah. And that's the only difference.
But my point with that is I can consider you a huge mentor to me. I can consider most of the people on here watching mentors for me because almost all these people that I'm aware of have had their awakening, and they're just way more in tune with all of this stuff than I am at this point in time. I know that as time passes it'll get better, and I'll work through all this crap that's going on right now. But as of right now, that's what I'm saying. You are somebody I can consider a mentor for myself, but I don't think that, I don't think that I would ever be able to be a mentor for you. I think, I can be a support for you. Yeah, Jessica got that right. We're a soul family. We're all in this together. I can be a support for you, and push you to things and, encourage you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to me guiding you, it's not balanced.
So,
am I saying that correctly?
No, I get what you're saying, but I think you sell yourself really short there in a lot of ways.
Jessica's probably like screaming right now, like, God damn it, Stephanie, I've been trying to tell you this. Lena's probably screaming. They're all probably screaming at me right now. I need to be positive. I know. I need to work on that. But
it's not just about positivity. It's just about acknowledging who you are at your core and the things that have shaped you in who you are. So
that's true.
It's
Shannon says that we both mentor each other, but in different ways. She nailed that.
Yep.
That is so true. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, everybody who's chimed in, because I'm like trying to keep up with the chat and keep up with my own thoughts and.
And that was me that just liked your comment there, Jessica. By the way, not Stephanie. Because
I didn't read it.
I agree 100%. She said basically the same thing that Shannon did.
Oh, maybe I just need to get more in depth with. Like we talked, Jeremiah and I were Jessica's the one who did my reading that just totally was accurate. But Lena said, "Stop it." Okay, I'll stop. I will stop. She has spoken. Right? Lena made me lose my train of thought. Just saying. Now, God damn it, what was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, this adventure, it's been quite a ride. Especially like the past year. Like I can't believe like we're about to go to Casey Meta again. Where a year ago we were like, should we give this a try?
A year ago was our first show ever.
Yeah. It was. Did you go to Topeka before we went to Casey Meta?
No, that was the spring. Was my first time at Topeka. So
yeah, we did. We took that plunge, made that decision to let's give this fair thing a try.
No, I didn't do readings at the fall Casey Meta last year.
No, we just sold stuff. Oh, which by the way, if anybody is going to Casey Meta, I have some new things that I made. I'm pretty excited about.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty
very cool stuff.
Which I have some more things I want to get made, but I just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
I just haven't carved out enough time in our crazy busy lives, which with you starting this new job, we've got to kind of get that new routine, that new routine down. But
do we want to? I don't know. Do you want to open the phone line back up for a little bit?
Yeah. Anybody else want to call? I don't know. Yeah, Lena said, "See you there."
We got.
Oh, Lena, your new picture you posted is incredible.
It is.
Love it.
We got like 15 minutes. We can open up the phone lines for a few more minutes if anyone wants to call.
Does anybody want to talk to us?
There's the phone number. This phone number is different than the one I posted up before, so make sure you're paying attention to that. But yeah, feel free to call in and we'll be happy to take questions or just chat live.
Lena asked if we're going to Spirit, Mind, and Body. Yes, we are.
Yep, we will be there.
We will be there. Yes, we will.
And oh gosh, yeah, we got Spirit, Mind, and Body in Topeka and Casey Meta, and that's our last shows for the year. And we've got a few other little events that we're doing here and there. Some stuff on up in December.
Well, I imagine we'll probably go to Lawrence first. Saturday in December.
Our normal Village Witch appearances and stuff
then aren't
like
we doing a with Lena?
Yeah, we just got to get the final details, which we should be able to get the final details arranged for that as soon as I get my schedule.
Oh, to figure out which weekend is available of the two. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, this has been actually like really fun. Dude, somebody should freaking call us because I know that I've just been going yada 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 yada. And I feel like it's all doom and gloom that I've been talking about. I feel like it's just heavy shit.
It hasn't been. It's been.
Somebody tell a joke. Somebody tell a joke.
We've been talking about real shit, and it's been good.
Well, it's been good, and it's necessary, but it's just sometimes it just gets so heavy. I'm like,
yeah. One of these days we'll hit the summit for a little while, and we'll be able to sit there and enjoy some sunshine before we got to start down the other side of the hill.
Right. Guys, well, we're waiting on somebody to feel the need to call. No pressure. I gotta say that I had something happen to me that as I've been working in healthcare since 2008, and I've been working in hospice since 2011, and I had a patient that actually, like, she is spiritual, and she's actually a Reiki. She said she's completed Reiki level 2. And I was telling her that she really needs to get in. She really needs to check out the book. I was the book. We're not talking about the Bible. We're talking about the New Reiki Software for Divine Living book that Dave came on and attuned everybody to that. And I'm anxious to find out if she ended up ordering it. She said she was going to, but this is the first time I've ever actually had somebody that I've met that believes in the same sort of stuff.
Spirituality.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, there was a reason I got assigned to this individual. There was a reason because, and she flat out said to me that well, actually, I don't know if that's, I probably better just stop talking. I don't want to say too much. Long story short, she had a premonition and she told it to me, and it was, whew. Oh yeah, David. So she was super. David just said, basically, don't forget the Psychic Reiki book. And I didn't forget about that one, but I didn't want to information overload her or him. It could be both. You never know. Sorry guys, because of what I do, I have to be careful with what I say. But that was, so my next visit with her, I was going to bring up that one if she actually wrote it down or whatever. And the other thing, she's just a beautiful soul, and every so often you get patients you take care of that just really get to you and you get attached to. And with what we do and taking care of dying people, we could have a whole show on that topic, that?
Right.
Anyways, when you take care of dying people, there's a fine line where you care about them like they're your family and you take care of them like they're your family, but you don't take it home with you. You can't. There's no way you could do this job. There's no way you could take care of dying people every day and continue to be able to do it if you brought it all home with you. And you just have to learn that balance. And I say, for the most part, I have mastered that balance with taking care of these people, and you care about them and you care for them, but you don't bring it home with you.
Yeah.
Every so often, like I said, one comes along that you do bring it home with you, and it's very, very difficult. And then part of you thinks, okay, have I crossed a line with emotionally getting attached to this individual? Do I need to step out of the picture? Because Jeremiah, you've been in healthcare. I mean, when you get attached to somebody, like crossing the boundary of the caregiver client, or how would you word that, caregiver patient relationship, when you cross that line and you actually care about them more than the professional, well, that sounds bad. Help me out what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's you get attached to people, and you spend so much time with people, and you get to learn the little details about them and the things that make them them, and the their quirky little habits and whatnot, and that it's difficult to not eventually start to look at this person as family.
Well, you do. But I have to clarify something. Jessica said, I couldn't do it. I would get too attached. So they say in hospice, they say that if you can work in this field for 4 years, you can do it. If have you heard that before? Mm-hmm. That it's 4 years. If you can do it for 4 years, you can do it. Well, I passed that 4-year mark, and I don't have any desire to do as far as like I love what I do. Obviously, everybody knows that about me. But what I will say is with hospice, the reason that I can do it is because you have this shift in how you view death, and you have this shift in the reality of it, and you have this shift in you really do value the present, and you're actually present when you are taking care of these people on this journey. Because in reality, we don't know when we're going to die. We don't know when this physical body is done. And it's my job to go in at the last part of their life, if it goes according to diagnosis and, you know, the what do you call that? The path, not the path, I'm tired, help me. The course, the course of the disease progression, assuming it goes on the normal course, they'll be gone in 6 months from their diagnosis. Now, that's not a guarantee. But yes, Jessica, the reason that I can do what I do, and I do it very well, is because I fully understand that I am there to take care of them in the last part of their life. And it's not, it is sad, but at the same time, it's an honor, because how often do people actually get to enjoy, and you try to help them enjoy the last part of their life, because we're all going to have a last part of our lives, whether we want to admit it or not. Taxes and death are inevitable, unless you go off the grid, right? Go off the grid. And
well, even then, you just have to hope you don't get caught.
Right. So. but you know, it's these people, and I hate to say I feel bad for my patients, but most of them I feel really bad for, because everybody treats them differently when they're on hospice. Everybody, all their friends, all their family, they're already grieving like they are already gone, and they're not gone yet.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's they're not gone yet. If I could give anybody advice, it's people that are dying. Most of them don't want pity. Most of them don't want people to feel sorry for them, because
they want to enjoy what they have left.
Yeah, they want to enjoy what they have, the time that they have left. You know, when you're told that you're going to die, I bet you have a whole new perspective on your life. And I think hospice has taught me to be so present. I think that's why I'm way more present than a lot of people probably. Yeah. It can also be a downfall too. Well, I don't think any of these people are going to call us. Somebody should call us, please. I'm sitting here begging somebody to call us. God. It's like the opposite of today's society. It's like, somebody's calling me. Oh my God, I'm not answering this. No, we're like, somebody should call. But I guess if nobody wants to call...
Well, so...
Oh, by the way, if any of you have questions or, you know, curiosities about...
Oh, there's someone calling.
About hospice or anything, don't hesitate to ask questions, because I've got lots of answers.
You are on...
Not Cryptic
Live
Heartland.
with Darkness Live.
Not Cryptic Heartland, it's Darkness Live. Hold on, I can't hear anything. Oh, just a second. There we go.
Hello?
You don't know which show I'm calling?
Right.
Lena was the brave soul. I'm so glad. See, everybody watching was hoping you would call Lena. Like, I want to hear Lena talk.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you can come up with something, a topic or a question or something. We got 5 minutes to fill up here.
Well, in my past, I was working in that nursing field too, so I can relate a little bit. It's very, very hard to do what you do.
There's that fine line. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I've been there, lived it, yes.
And you cannot take it home with you every day. You would just absolutely, you can't.
You need to keep in mind that you are giving them something beautiful, and that they appreciate what you give.
Because, our goal...
And they remember that when they cross over.
Our goal in hospice, working in hospice, our number one goal is to give that person a good death.
Right.
That seems like such a contradiction to say out loud, a good death. But it's true. You want them to be peaceful and be comfortable, not in any pain, you want them to be able to fulfill those last wishes, you know?
Well, and they should have the opportunity to live and laugh and love before they pass.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And I've spoke to a few spirits that were, have had, hospice right before passing, and that was one of the things that was really important to them, was that they got to spend those moments with family or people who made them feel important and showed them dignity and respect.
Oh yeah, dignity. That is a huge, huge part of end of life, is dignity. I think a lot of times, if I could tell anybody, if the word hospice ever comes up, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Because it's such an underused, like a lot of people, I think that scares them because they don't understand, Well,
death is such a taboo thing.
I wish it wasn't. It shouldn't be.
The modern culture. And, it hasn't always been that way, but, it just kind of got swept away in a closet, back starting about 100 years ago. Up until then, it was even on into the 1900s a ways, it was, it was an everyday thing that people lived with and were faced with every day when, when grandparents would, come and live in the home with the, mom and dad and grandkids.
It was more in your face. Like, death was more of an in your face thing back then than it is now. Because nowadays we can just put somebody in a home and you have the choice if you want to go say goodbye or not. You don't have to see them in the end if you don't want to.
And not only that, but you had higher mortality rates from everything, from common diseases all the way down to, or up to, and including childbirth. Mm-hmm. The mortality rate was so much higher, so people dealt with death, so much more often.
That's true. It wasn't so uncommon.
Well, one thing to keep in mind, though, too, is those people that are on hospice, they know what they're in for. They know what to expect inevitably.
Right.
But life is too short to live like you're worried about it or to struggle with it. Way too often people don't get the chance to say goodbye. This is their opportunity to go in and say goodbye to these people.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It is. It really is an honor to be able to take care of somebody in the last few days, weeks, months, years of their life. Because, somebody goes out there and gets in a motorcycle wreck and dies like, boom, instantly. They didn't get to tell anybody goodbye. At least when you do get to come on to services and you do get that last chance to actually say, hey, I need to get this off my chest. You're going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I don't even know why this come. Go ahead.
With what you do, the bonus with what you do, though, is that you do have the insight and you have the ability to speak to them after. Family members a lot of times don't have that opportunity to connect with their people after they pass. And we wait too long. And so my hope with calling this time, is to remind people, don't wait. Don't wait till somebody's passing or you think they're going to pass. Spend every minute you can living, laughing, and loving now.
Exactly.
It's true.
Absolutely.
It's true.
I mean, I had a friend just this week. She passed right before Halloween, very unexpected.
Oh.
She was very, very young.
Oh.
She wasn't even 30 yet.
Oh. I am so sorry.
There was no warning, no anything, and people don't get to say goodbye. And that is a hard, hard thing. And we, we think to ourselves, well, I wish I would have spent more time with them. Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, that's a really powerful statement, actually, Lena. It's true. It's so true.
And, people who work in the psychic field, sometimes we forget, because we do deal with spirit, so we forget the grief aspect of it, because we think, well, we're still going to get to talk to them. But the families that we deal with on a regular basis that have lost loved ones, they truly have to go through that grieving stage, and they have to go through every piece of it.
Yeah.
And as a psychic or even just a friend or family member, learning how to be with them through that is something important too.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people who have family members on hospice absolutely appreciate the hospice workers and and them helping them through this process.
One of the biggest differences in people who do pass on hospice and people who don't, huge difference, is that when you have a loved one, let's say just in a nursing home, and I'm not dogging nursing homes because they're necessary, but let's say you have somebody on hospice or not on hospice and in a facility, and let's say that they are about to pass away. The biggest difference and the biggest benefit from hospice is not only do we take care of the patient, we also take care of the family. And after the patient passes, we're there for the family too, to help them get through that process. And then bereavement's up to a year post passing. So like you have your bereavement coordinator who will stay in contact as much as they think there's the need for up to, a year. And even if it's past a year, they can, refer out or whatever. But that's one of the biggest things with hospice, don't you think? I mean, one of the biggest things with hospice is we're not only there for the patient and make sure they're comfortable, but also educating the family and helping them understand what is happening and, not making it like we're just not going to talk about it, like making it out in the open and having those hard conversations. I always admire our nurses and stuff like that, because they have to have those I have to have hard conversations, but nothing like the nurses do and the social workers. We all have our part to play, but yeah, I would definitely say that I always say that, the patient's not the hard part, it's the families. The families are the hard part.
I can say one of the bonuses to what, you having these experiences now is that when you are doing your readings and stuff like that, that is going to be a blessing to you in helping people deal with loss and things like that, and not be, just a social worker or just a counselor who has to follow the book. You're going to be able to know with experience, how these people are truly feeling and what they're really going through.
Well, and it's also because like where I work, it's not a job, it's a passion. And that's like, I think that lies the difference, Lena, is that, I don't get up and go to work every day. I get up and go do what I'm passionate about doing.
Well, and I'm going to remind you that just because it doesn't feel like work doesn't mean it's not. So please remember to stop and take care of yourself too.
Oh, I know.
Just, me being an old woman.
I know. You're right. You're all right. All of you fuckers are right. It's true. It's true.
Sometimes we forget that, we're not, having superpowers. We're just human, all of us. And we have to do what we have to do. But at the same time, we can't do what we do if we don't take care of us too. I say that knowing I'm one of the worst. So
it's like everywhere I turn, it's seriously, it is like everywhere I turn, everybody I talk to, it is literally, I need to focus on self-care. And you've been talking to me about that for a while. Self-care.
Don't make me go buy you a Wonder Woman costume, because I love you, but I don't want to see that.
Oh, God. Don't blame you. Okay, well, I think that's my sign. Here's my sign that Lena called, and I need to focus on self-care. That was Jessica. That was a big part of her reading, Lena, was self-care.
Well, Jessica's amazing. I can vouch for that personally.
So can I. Jessica Schwartz is amazing. Look her up on her Red Table Tarot. She's been on our show too. All you people who've been on our show are amazing.
I'm still trying to convince her to come read at the Village Witch. We'll get her there eventually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So I at least need her to fill in for me in January when I can't be there the first Saturday.
Hey, there we go. Well, guys, Lena, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. We love you. And
well, thank you for listening to me and
Yeah. See, there was a reason. There was a reason why you called tonight, and it was to get that message out about, enjoy your people. Tell them you love them, because you never know how much time you have with anybody.
And Stephanie, take care of yourself.
Oh, there is that. There is that. So.
Well, there's that.
I will try
I was late
and do.
coming on.
Oh, you're all right.
I was late, but I got here, so there must have been a reason. And the equipment didn't quit this time.
I know. I noticed this.
That's awesome.
It is a miracle.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
You all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you at the Topeka Spirit, Mind, and Body this weekend.
We'll
Sounds
see you this
awesome.
Weekend.
Can't wait.
Have a wonderful night. Tell your family hello.
I will. Big hugs. Much love. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's awesome. She
What?
is awesome.
What? This person said, I don't even know who this is, but they said, is that the couch that is up for auction? Alex Henderson. Nope, this couch is not up for auction. I apologize. Well, I mean, anything, almost anything's for sale. If the price is right, man. Or female. I don't know if Alex is a girl or a guy. I don't know who Alex is. But that's okay. Hey, Alyssa. I was thinking about you today.
I think we have a couple trolls or something.
Troll? Like a ground troll? Are they secretly the devil?
Couple
sneaking
people
in?
talking about, is this the couch auction? That's funny.
Oh, it's Jessica said it's spam that's happening in other live videos. Alex said, name your price. It will cost you your soul, my friend.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then here's another one. Connor said, whatever. Bologna is a hot dog pancake. Hey, you know what? Hamburgers, hot dogs. It's not hamburger or hot dog. It's hot dog pancake.
Yeah.
Or hot dog bologna pancake, apparently.
Whatever.
Vertical, horizontal. Is it the hot dog or the hamburger fold?
Oh my gosh.
Yup.
So, anyway.
How about a tree fitty? Oh, I can't read. How about a tree fitty? I have no idea what that means. I don't know. This is kind of fun. It's kind of like a...
There you go.
The fuck is that game called? Oh, hey, you know what, Alex? Your teeth. We can make a trade. Let me get some pliers and pull your teeth out, and you can have our couch.
Yeah.
Then I can do my readings with your teeth. And then you'll forever.
Know how I feel about that.
Nah, maybe I got a little twisted there. Sorry.
Got that dark side going on.
It's
That's
that spam.
That's
It's
okay.
the spam triggers my dark side. Alex said, "Goddamn Loch Ness monster." Tree Giddy equals 350. Loch Ness monster. Alex said, goddamn Loch Ness monster. Well, if he's our video troll, I invite him to come back. He'll make me laugh. Fitty.
Oh
that is
my god.
Yeah, On
right. That note.
Oh my goodness.
I am beyond tired, and yeah.
Hey, we're not supposed to be tired. We got an hour extra, which fucked me up because I got up an hour earlier, so now I'm more tired. Oh my goodness. Alex said it's a South Park reference. I'm not sure what the goddamn Loch Ness monster is a South Park reference.
I
hey,
don't know.
You know what? Nessie came before South Park. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. So, Spirit, Mind, and Body this weekend in Topeka. 2 weeks after that, we got...
Hey, Jane. I haven't seen Jane. Sorry. I met Jane. She just popped
Casey
on here.
Meta. And then we have... first Saturday in December we'll be at the Village Witch. And I don't know. We'll go from there.
What date is the first Saturday in December?
Oh, I think it's like the 2nd or something like that.
You better pay special attention to the dates there, sir.
No, it's the 7th. It's the 7th, December 7th.
Oh.
So
that means we have somebody turning 12 on the day before.
Yep.
And that means we have somebody turning another year older a few days before that.
Yep.
My birthday is the same as Ozzy Osbourne, if anybody wants to know when my birthday is. Because it is not posted on Facebook. I do not have any information about myself.
I'll let y'all know.
On my Facebook. Especially when my birthday is.
Don't worry, I'll let y'all know.
Of course he will. I'm always more focused on my son's birthday than mine because his is
3 days later.
After mine. You just gave away my birthday, but that's all right.
I was gonna let them know anyway.
Oh God!
All right, guys.
Oh, look, we're getting more trolls.
Yeah.
Damn, we need to. Where's your troll cross? It's not working.
I know, right?
Jeremiah normally wears a troll cross, and it's not working. Apparently. Oh God.
So anyway, yeah, this is spiraling. I'm tired. She's tired, and we're gonna get off of here.
We're gonna get off of here and go down see.
Worse.
We're gonna get off here and go downstairs and see our grumpy little troll.
Yes.
So you guys have a good night, and oh my God, Jessica said we all know you're Sagittarius, so we'll give you the whole month. Yeah, me and Oprah. Oprah's not a Sagittarius, I don't think, but I remember when she turned 50, which I'm not turning 50 by the way, but when Oprah turned 50, didn't she have like a week-long birthday or something, or month? I don't know. I just remember.
What's wrong with turning 50?
No, I'm just talking about when Oprah turned 50. She had some long extended...
And then you made a very clear point that you're not turning 50, by the way.
I'm not turning 50.
So what's wrong with turning... Because I'm so close to 50, I can spit on it. So what's wrong with turning 50?
I wish that I was closer to 50.
Uh-huh.
But if I was closer to 50, I would have I would have totally no brown hair left.
We got to get off of here. Okay.
Esty said, y'all still going? Yep. Oh, I see how it is. Yep. Anyways, you guys have a great night. We'll be back next Monday. And I believe we do have a guest.
Yes,
actually,
we do have a guest.
We do have a guest next Monday. He is going to be actually quite an interesting conversation.
Yeah. He is, you'll see the announcement on Thursday, but this one's going to be good. He is he wears a lot of hats, but not the least of which particular for that day is that he is a Veterans Day, he is a veteran, and that is the Veterans Day show. That is Veterans Day. So there's that, and his offices that he holds and whatnot. So. And yeah, it's going to be a good show. But we will get the announcement out on Thursday. And
hey, thank you again for doing that rune cast. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it developed a little bit better, and get a little bit more comfortable with the tarot. I'll be looking for guinea pigs.
Hey, you know what? I'm sure we'll have some contest. Can we use a different word than contest? Because I feel like what is that guy that did The Price is Right forever? What was his name?
Bob Barker.
I feel like Bob Barker when I hear the word contest.
Okay.
Just saying.
Stephanie Norwood, come on down.
Right? We got to come up with a better word than contest for these giveaway things that we like to do. Okay, on that note, I am done. I am tired. I'm mentally wiped. Y'all have a good Monday night.
Have a great week. If you get the chance, come see us at Spirit, Mind, and Body in Topeka this weekend. And we will see you next Monday.
Kenna, Lena, thank you for calling.
Yep. The 11th, and in the meantime, don't be afraid of the dark.